Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Accotink Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend William Levwood, affectionately known as Rev Lev. My pronouns are he and him. I'm so happy you decided to join us this Sunday. And whether you're joining us in person or online, let's all take a deep breath together.
Hello, my name is Moira Paz Pasa. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm happy to be your worship associate today. This congregation is a welcoming and inclusive spiritual home where we inspire each other to live our values. Together we care in community, grow in spirit, and act for justice. Whether you're a longtime member or a newcomer or something in between, we're so delighted that you decided to join us today. Welcome!
So this morning is a third Sunday, and every third Sunday we have a multi-generational service where our children and youth stay in the service with us throughout the service, and we make it interactive. It's very special this morning. We'll be celebrating our Flower Communion. Our nursery is open. If you have littles and you want to take them down there now or at any point, that's available. But they can also stay. That's up to you. So with that, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit for our chalice lighting. They're from our shared UU values, if you'll recite them with me. Love is at the center of Unitarian Universalism. Love is the practice of our living tradition. As Unitarian Universalists, we covenant to help everyone flourish, honor the web of life, be beloved community, cultivate generosity, celebrate diversity, and transform the world with love.
What we will share if we would be as if all else above. We cease to give, we cease to have, such is the law of love. To the top, make channels o'er the streams of love, and they can run, we run. The waters overflowing streams to fill everyone.
The Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion was originated in 1923 by Dr. Norbet Čapek, founder of the modern Unitarian movement in Czechoslovakia. On the last Sunday before the summer recess of the Unitarian Church in Prague, all children and adults participated in this colorful ritual, which gives concrete expression to the humanity-affirming principles of our liberal and liberating faith. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, they found Dr. Čapek's gospel of inherent worth and beauty of every human person to be too dangerous for him to be allowed to live. Dr. Čapek was sent to Dachau, where he was killed the next year. This gentle man suffered a cruel death, but his message of human hope lives on through his Flower Communion. They remember the principles and dreams which gave meaning to his life of integrity and love. So we do that, the first part of that Flower Communion, by bringing the flowers that you brought or the ones that you picked up when you arrived and placing them in a vase. And then we have another part that we'll do at the very end of the service. So let's have the rows in front go first.
No.
There is, I need to let you know, the story is The Mountain That Loved a Bird. It's by Alice McLaren and illustrated by Eric Carl. And Brad is up here because intermittently throughout the story, he's going to lead you in song. So this is an interactive story. Are you ready to do your part? Are you ready to sing when we get to it? Okay.
There once was a mountain that stood alone in the middle of a desert plain. No plant grew on its hard slopes, nor could any animal, bird, or insect live there. The sun warmed the mountain and the wind chilled it, but the only touch the mountain knew was the touch of rain or snow. There was nothing more to feel.
That one day, a small bird appeared. She flew in a circle above the mountain and then landed, perched on a ledge to rest.
The mountain felt something new, the dry grasp of her tiny claws, the softness of her feathered body. The mountain was amazed. Nothing like this had ever happened before. Who are you? The mountain asked.
I am a bird. My name is Joy. I come from far away, and every spring I search for the best place to build my nest and raise my children. Now that I've rested here for a moment, I must continue my search.
Must you go? Couldn't you stay? The mountain implored.
I must go, Joy replied. Nothing grows here for me to eat. There are no streams to quench my thirst.
If you must go, will you return someday? Asked the mountain.
I have rested on many mountains, and none have ever cared if I returned, Joy replied in wonder. I should very much like to return, though only in spring and only briefly to rest. Then I must continue my search for a place to build my nest and raise my children.
Even if it were only for a few hours, it would fill me with joy to see you again, the mountain replied.
There is one more thing, said the bird. I have to tell you that mountains last forever, but birds do not.
It will be sad when your visits stop, said the mountain, but it would be even sadder if you flew away now and never returned.
Joy sat very still. Then she began to sing a gentle bell-like song, the first music the mountain had ever heard. When she finished, she said, "Because no mountain has ever before cared whether I came or went, I will make you a promise. Every spring of my life, I will return. And since my life will not last forever, I will give to one of my daughters my own name, Joy, and tell her how to find you. And she will name a daughter Joy also, and tell her how to find you. Each Joy will have a daughter named Joy, so that no matter how many years pass, you will always have a friend to greet you."
The mountain was both happy and sad. I still wish you could stay, but I am glad you will return.
Now I must go. Goodbye until next year. Year after year in the spring, a small bird flew to the mountain singing, "I am Joy, and I have come to greet you." And every year the bird would return.
In the heart of the mountain, a song resounded.
The bird of joy comes every year to give me hope and calm my fear, and my heart sings, love fills the earth with every breath, a new rebirth.
each year, the mountain looked forward more and more to Joy's visit. And each year, it grew harder and harder to watch her go. For many years, Joy came and went. One year, the mountain knew she would not return again. As Joy disappeared into the sky, suddenly the mountain's heart broke. The hard stone cracked, and from the deepest part of the mountain, tears gushed forth and rolled down the mountain in a stream. In the heart of the mountain, a song resounded.
My sorrow like a river flows, a longing deep, a seed that grows, and my heart sings, love fills the earth with every breath, a new rebirth.
The next spring, a small bird appeared.
The bird of joy comes every year to give me hope and calm my fear. And my heart sings, love fills the earth with every breath, a new rebirth.
Wept.
My sorrow like a river flows, a longing deep, a sea that grows, and my heart sings, love fills the earth with every breath, a new rebirth.
I will return next year, said Joy softly before flying away. When the next spring came, Joy returned, and this time she carried in her beak a small seed. Joy carefully tucked the seed into a crack in the hard stone before flying away once more.
The mountain still wept a stream of tears.
My sorrow like a river flows, a longing deep, a sea that grows, and my heart sings, love fills the earth with every breath, a new rebirth.
As the weeks passed, the seed in the crack of the rock began to send down tiny roots. The roots reaching into the hard stone and little by little spreading in yet smaller cracks, breaking through the hardness, until eventually a shoot rose from the seed into the sunlight, unfolding tiny green leaves.
The mountain, however, still deep in sorrow, did not notice a plant so small.
The next spring, Joy brought another seed, and the spring after that, placing each seed near the stream.
Still, the mountain wept.
My sorrow like a river flows, a longing deep, a seed that grows. flows, and my heart sings along the earth with every breath a new rebirth.
Years passed in this way, the roots of new plants softening the stone near the stream of tears. As the softened stone turned to soil, moss began to grow in sheltered corners. Grasses and small flowers sprouted in the hollows near the stream.
Each year, joy returned, bringing another seed. Each year, more streams ran, the streams now laughing down the mountainsides, and the ground, watered by the new streams, grew green with trees and grasses and abundant with flowers. So sometimes when we have a story like this, we need a little help to get to the end. It's like the story needs us to bring us there. So if you would help us, I invite you to stand. We're going to do a little body meditation. So there's 4 parts. First, we're going to act out the story by shaking off the storm and releasing our heavy feelings. So imagine you're caught in a big storm and your body feels heavy, like raindrops are weighing it down. This is like the mountains, tears forming the stream. So shake your arms and legs, your whole body, so that the raindrops splash on the ground. Shake them out, shake, shake, shake. Really, you're full of heaviness and sorrow and suffering. Keep shaking and shaking. Keep shaking and shaking. Come on, really. You got to shake it all out, shake it all out, shake it all out, shake it all out. If I was the Guru Osho, I'd have you do this for 10 minutes, but I'm not, thankfully. So stop shaking and just feel the vibrant energy and the lightness in your body. And next, we're going to grow like the healing tree in the story, resilient and strong. So now I need you to curl up nice and small and imagine that you're a tiny seed in the earth. And then slowly, slowly, slowly reach your arms, and then your head, and then your other arm, up toward the sky. Stretch out a foot like a root into that crack where it can grow until you're stretched full out, maybe even onto tiptoes. Woo! Feel the sunlight shining on you now as you've grown tall and strong. And then we're going to fly like that joyful, hopeful bird. Our sorrow now transformed into joy and hope. So begin by hugging yourself and imagine that you are a small bird curled up, cozy in your nest. And then slowly spread your wings, flap and soar in place. Imagine that you're soaring through the sky, coming each year to visit the mountain and then flying off again, and then returning again each year, sharing this legacy gift with your children and your children's children until one of your descendants brings a seed. I know we're a little out of order because we already grew the tree, but drop that seed because we need lots of seeds because it all grows by the end of the story. So drop those seeds from your beak, and then we're gonna paint the world as if all those seeds have grown. Take your hands like they're a giant paintbrush, painting the air with the colors of love and hope and kindness. You might even swirl, stretch, jump, twirl as you paint the world with abundant life and joy and love. Thank you all. You may be seated, and I think now the story got what it needed from us so that we can get to the end of the story.
As more years passed, the streams carried life far out into the plain surrounding the mountain, until for as far as the mountain could see, everything was green and growing.
You did it! You painted it!
With the mountain now abundant with plant life, animals came from far and wide. Watching the animals thrive with food and shelter now abundant, the heart of the mountain resounded with a song of hope.
The green of spring, the life renewed, the blossoms bright and rainbow-hued, and my heart sings, love fills the earth with every breath, a new rebirth.
When the next spring came, Joy flew to the mountain. But this time she wasn't carrying a seed. Instead, her beak held a slender twig. She flew to the tree that grew from the first seed and began to build her nest, singing, I am joy, and I have come to stay.
The green of spring, the life renewed, the blossoms bright and rainbow-hued, and my heart sings, love fills the earth, with every breath, a new rebirth.
I'm going to invite up our Outreach Collection speaker. Our Outreach Collection partner this month is NAMI of Northern Virginia, and Bahia Tapanchetri is here. She's a board member with NAMI of Northern Virginia, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the work they do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bahia, and I am here representing NAMI. I'm on the board of directors. What a wonderful morning, what a wonderful message, how welcoming and inclusive this community truly is. Thank you again for the opportunity. So NAMI stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness, and you may have heard of us. We provide free advocacy, education, and support, as well as public awareness to individuals and families affected by mental illness. We serve the Northern Virginia area, so that's about 2.4 million people. And we basically help our community, friends and families affected by mental illness. The NAMI programs can help all of us better understand our own or a loved one's mental health condition. It's an organization to provide support to each other. I, for one, was impacted by my son's diagnosis of schizophrenia some 7 years ago, and found out about NAMI through his psychiatrist. We were living in the state of Florida at the time, so started going to NAMI meetings and understood how little we knew about not just the illness, but also the stigma around mental health, speaking about mental health openly. And as I found out more and started talking about it within my own community of friends and family, I found out more from people about the mental health struggles that they had. So, again, we like to educate our community with mental health. mental health illnesses, serious mental health illnesses, tend to start around teenage years. So it's hard to differentiate sometimes if it's the teenage angst or the mental illness that's setting in. Schools rarely teach anything about that. And my passion is to educate folks around mental illness and to get help sooner rather than later. My son is somewhat stable right now, but it's a lifelong illness, and we've had to understand and adjust our expectations, which is hard to do. So May, as you mentioned, is Mental Health Awareness Month. We had our walk a couple of weeks ago, and our funding, most of our funding, comes through individual donations. So anything you can do to help support NAMI and our activity in our community would be most appreciated. I'm going to be here throughout our coffee hour too, for any questions you might have, how you would like to get more involved, or how you'd like to maybe learn more about NAMI. So feel free to reach out to me.
So I feel like the story is a bit of a tutorial that shows us a journey that we go through individually, communally, nationally, even globally. We all experience barren mountain times. Times when we feel lost, disoriented, depressed, desperate, numb. And the barren mountain times might only last a day or haunt us through a particularly harrowing night, or the barren mountain times might last weeks or months. The barren mountain time could last a year or more, or come and go and come again. We all experience barren mountain times, and so we wait, remembering, as Emily Dickinson wrote, that hope is the thing with feathers, with wings. We wait, we ask for help, often we wait some more, and hope does come to us, and we rejoice for a time, short or long, until hope leaves us, and the barren mountain time returns. But so does hope, like the bird in the story, that thing with wings. Hope returns again and again, she returns. Until one day she brings a seed. You might ask yourself, what are the seeds that have come from joy and hope in your barren mountain times? She brings a seed and then another seed and then another. But the seed needs us. The seed needs us to open to our sorrow for that seed of hope and joy to grow. We must let ourselves feel not only joy, but also feel how we suffer, as all beings suffer. And when we do that, our tears turn our sorrow into empathy and our suffering to compassion. When we water the seed of hope with empathy born of sorrow, with compassion born of suffering, then the roots of the seed can break through and break down the rock of our heart. And then our heart broken open in love, then and only then can our heart be a home for all beings. Then our heart broken open in love breaks forth in blossoms, abundant with life and love, and then what was once a barren mountain makes channels for the streams of love where they may broadly run. I'm going to consecrate these flowers for our flower communion that all of you have brought together to make the beautiful bouquet that is a symbol of this community. Each flower a precious being and the gifts you bring. So we're going to consecrate these flowers in our flower communion with this prayer from Dr. Čapek. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the tree, and in the heart of every person the longing for people living in human love. In the name of the highest in whom we move and who makes the parents and siblings what they are, in the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be true neighbors, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges one from another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are of one family, that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Amen. So now we conclude our flower communion given to us by Dr. Norbert Čapek. You're going to come and you're going to take a different flower from the one you brought and place in a vase. And we'll do it the same. Start from the front.
You I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Please rise now in body or in spirit and join in our closing words. As we extinguish our chalice, I invite you to join me now in our community blessing with these words of David Bumbaugh, slightly adapted. This church is dedicated to the proposition that by celebrating our differences and embracing our diversity, we honor the unity that makes us one and binds us forever together, in spite of time, death, and the space between the stars. We pause now in silent witness to that unity. Now that we've gathered together in this welcoming and inclusive spiritual home, let us go out into the world inspired to share our values.